Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everyone. It is August the 31st of 2023, 9:26 Central Standard Time. Maui has to be the, besides all the other mumbling and bumbling and pathetic, countless reactions and processes and systems and reaction of the Biden administration. It's just got to be in the top, and people are saying just it's just accident after accident, but there's coincidence after coincidence, and then there's hypocrisy after hypocrisy, and the redundancy that I'm seeing and witnessing, and everybody is. And hopefully you won't forget about this because it's getting worse and worse as time goes by. Is just completely criminal, felonious. The governor, the mayor, the utilities, just everybody, Hawaii emergency management, all of them. Which is odd because they were there prior to this happening, which is very odd and another coincidence before it even happened. It's stacking up, and this could turn around and bite them in the butt, which I'm hoping it will, because all these criminal entities that are out there and people that are just from my perspective, my conclusion should be, if there was a Department of Justice, if there was an FBI, if there was Homeland Security, et cetera, the list goes on and on. If there actually was that, then something would really be done, and maybe none of this shit would be happening from the very beginning in 2020, early 2020. But there hasn't been. And it's been planned that way. If you believe that the warp speed stuff that came out, the Kool-Aid, pushed by yours truly, take the vaccine, it works, and then he said he thinks he made a good decision on everything he did, and now he's flipped, which it's just odd. Everything has just gone backwards. Like, people don't remember what happened. I mean, you got to go back into my Odyssey videos, and just a lot of my Facebook videos that are still up, that clearly show the government of the United States of America was all in with the Kool-Aid, Fluvid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then as time went by, you're starting to see, facts and data and documents and information and testimony. Does it stop the transfer of this or that? No, it doesn't. It's just, and it's but it's still safe and effective. It's still safe and effective, even though there's, I think, 1 in 35 people out there that are getting myocarditis, right? Uh, um, it's lunacy. I'm fucking just. It's just continuous lunacy in so many different directions, and we're just so complacent, we're just sitting still. I've been, I've been out 3 times protesting in West Virginia. I haven't been protesting out here yet, but we need to get out on the streets. We need to really, you know, make our voices heard. To peaceably assemble, that's our right, individually. And you can go out there. I keep telling everybody, you can go out there as an individual. Oh, I'm an individual. Who are you with? These people? No, I'm an individual. And individually, you can have 1 billion people out on a street corner. And that's a big number. But my point is, and if the news reporter comes up and says, what group are you with? If you say you're with a particular party or a particular entity or NGO or nonprofit, you're fucked. Then they're going to get you for not having a permit. But by yourself, where your true freedom and your true power lies as your inalienable right to peaceably assemble, okay, or to protest and use your First Amendment rights, um, that's where the power is. That's where it all comes from. And I just keep telling everybody, And there's just some guidelines and things you might want to share and recommend on stopthewf.org. And you can always call 202-224-3121, talk to your senator, talk to your House of Representatives on the federal level. You'll probably get an intern or a message, but leave a message. Just tell them you're sick of this shit. This is just out of control. What recently there is some good news that there are several red states that are deciding to prohibit mandates and lockdowns and all that stuff. And, Missouri and North Carolina and a few others, of course, Florida, that aren't going to go with this crap anymore. They're done. It's just most of the people see past the bullshit, right? But if you still believe that this is about money, when they want everyone to take something that hasn't been completely and thoroughly and fully tested, that has absolute indemnification, meaning you can't sue the people that manufactured it, not distributors or companies that distribute it. Okay, a distribution company is Pfizer. A distribution company is Moderna, AstraZeneca, Novavax. These are just companies that basically keep the products that they have and then they distribute them. They're a distribution company. The manufacturer of the Kool-Aid that's out there and that's everybody's concerned about, the mRNA, right? The mRNA out there, mRNA, that's out there. That's the one that everybody is concerned about, and you should be. And that's the one that they're pushing onto everybody. So if you think this is about money, you're in the your ass backwards. The pedo, I'll simplify it for you. And this is a very hard, extremely hard and tough pill for many people to swallow. It's almost like, how could that even happen? Well, there's plenty of examples of it. Look up Building 7 of 9/11. Look up, Vietnam. Look up, just so many countless coups. I mean, Ukraine is a good example. That's just the greatest money laundering scheme on the planet so far. I mean, there's been a bunch of those, but it's. I'll just make it simple, and I've been kind of reiterating this for some time, and I think I've been saying this for over 3 years. It's not about the money. They don't need your money anymore. They don't need your labor. They don't need you. They've got enough. There's about 200 just extremely powerful, rich, Pedo Predator Class, aka World Economic Forum associates and people that all hang out together, on the same yachts together, on the same private jets together, on the same pedo islands together. They don't need you. All they need is just enough people as their slaves, their maids and their cooks and their this and that, and they don't need you. Their goal is to get rid of you. They just don't need you. If you think they need your money, they don't. And if CBDC, central bank digital currency, Fed now, you name it, all this other crap, if that even goes completely into full effect and it becomes absolute, then they really don't need you because they control all of the fucking digital currency. And I know people are talking about crypto and Bitcoin and all this other stuff, and this is the way to go. You want to go with the quantum financial system because that's going to save you. Well, who owns the fucking World Wide Web? Who controls the World Wide Web? Who? Who do you think controls the World Wide Web? They do. Who controls the most heinous and terrifying weapons of mass destruction on the planet? Who? Who does? They do. The Pedo Predator Class. They control it all. Who controls the most threatening and technological advanced systems and engineering out there? Who is that? They do. The Pedo Predator Class. CERN. The lady that runs CERN is a World Economic Forum fucking, that's what she does. I mean, they've said, I think I've said this. I think I've shown you all this several times, right? I think I've shown you all this. Where is it? Right here. This guy right here. Right. Let me just get to it real quick. This is Borla, Albert Borla of Pizzer. These are his own words. This is on YouTube. This is everywhere. You don't have to. You don't have to take my word for it, right? You don't have to take my word for it. Listen to him.
Had, together with my leadership team, when we started in 19. The first week we met in January of 19 in California and to set up the goals for the next 5 years. And one of them was by 2023 we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today this dream is becoming reality.
Look at those people clapping. What do you say?
5 years. And one of them was by 2023 we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today this dream is becoming. Was by 2023 we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today this dream is becoming.
Yeah. That's not the only proof. I mean, there's countless slips of the tongue or Freudian slips of these globalist sick fucks that talk about depopulation like it's a wonderful thing, like it's the way of the future, like it's what we have to do to save who? Who are we saving? So if you want to depopulate, you go for it. Just off yourself. It's a free country, right? I think if you attempt to commit suicide, it's like a felony, though, I think, in some states or in the United States. But basically, if you wanted to, you can. You know, you're a free spirit. Go out there. You know, take the Glock, stick it in your mouth, do your thing. Jesus. You know, but it's like, it's the thing I always say. I think we need to depopulate. Depopulate who? Oh, you. Me? You go first. 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 Do you see how that works? It's so nonsensical. It's so completely nonsensical. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It's stupid. It's crazy. It's nuts. I threw this out on the internet the other, I don't know, a few months ago. I said, if I'm an alien species from another time and dimension or whatever, traveling through the galaxies or the universe or whatever, and I come upon a planet where they're actually killing each other, and we do, the wars, you know, the the Kool-Aids that they give to the children and the food that we eat and the chemically induced plants that we have and all this other crap that they're methodically just killing all of us. It's not an accident. It's not for money. I mean, it helps, right? But like I said, you're not making big pharma richer or more powerful by being healthy or healthier, right? Big hospital loves when you're eating those potato chips and Takis. Have you ever seen Takis? This is like sweet and sour kind of Hispanic potato chip rolls, corn chip rolls. The crap that's in those things is disgusting. It's like you wouldn't. This is something you'd put in like in wartime an enemy. You'd go here. Why don't you eat this? Right. The point is being this: they're not. They don't need you. They don't need you. You're taking up too much space. The Pedo Predator Class, aka World Economic Forum, doesn't need your money. They don't need your labor. They don't need you. They don't need your thinking. They don't need your talking. They don't need you. Right? They just don't fucking need you. I know this is hard for people to believe. This is the toughest thing for people to believe. And they want to hoard it all for themselves. The entire planet. All the islands, all the continents, all the forests, all the rivers, everything. They want it for themselves. This is where this is their end goal. And the sad part is, the saddest, most pathetic, most disgusting part of this, right, is a lot of people are buying into this. Like, like, like these pedo predator class individuals in their shelters or their islands or their arks that they built or whatever the case may be, right, are going to, put you up in one of their suites. Are you kidding? Really? Congressman who and Senator that and House of Representatives what's her name or whoever? Do you think they really give a shit about you? Do you really believe that these people want you taking a crap in their golden seated toilet bathroom? Let's just get to the brass tack or the gold tacks here, right? They don't. You don't have a spot, and everybody's going along with this. Some people don't even see it. I'm still hearing Jimmy Dore saying, "Oh, it's about the money. They want more money." No, they don't want the fucking money, Jimmy. They don't need the fucking money. They don't need the money. If you had $1 billion right now, what would you do? Would you need any more money than $1 billion? No, you don't. Most of these people have tens of billions, dozens of billions, some hundreds of billions. Right? They're so fucking rich and have so much. Thank you, Citizens United. Thank you, McCutcheon versus FEC. Thank you, all those countries that have rigged elections to keep money flowing and keeping these people protected. They have their own fucking armies. What do you think the UN is? Do you think the UN, NATO is here to protect the earth? No, they're not. And if you think they are, then, I got a bag of shit I know you'll buy for $100. A steaming bag of shit that I know you'll buy for $100. Those are their watchdogs. NATO has grown exponentially in the past 3 to 4 years by like 20 times fold. As soon as the fucking fluid came out in early 2020, they started ramping up their arsenals. Ukraine is just helping that arsenal. It's growing that arsenal. They're going to be, the blue hats will come in, white hats, whatever hats they're fucking wearing, checkered, I don't fucking know. But they're going to come in and they're going to fucking bring law and order once it gets to a martial law level, right? Once it gets to that martial law level. I know, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is it. There's no other conclusion. After the fucking countless hours and days and months and years almost, in a sense, that I've spent trying to put together the end result, and it's like in your face. Kamala Harris just kind of slipped it out. Oh, and depopulation. And fucking Gates talks about it like it's like he's farting, like it's okay. Oh, sorry, I'm just farting. I'm just farting some more depopulation fucking bullshit. It's just it's nuts. No, Jimmy, no Convo, no everybody. It's fucking they don't need you. This with that being known and you know that they're coming after you, what is the next course of action? And you know your senators, your House of Representatives, your governors, mayors, and pretty much everybody doesn't really get it or doesn't want to get it, or maybe they're in on it. But the bottom line right now, I gotta move over a little. The bottom line right now is that they're currently in the process of this entire genocidal process. This is their goal. They can't manage 8 billion people by 2030. They can't do that. So they have to, cut it down, cut it down, cut it down. And if you're totally bought and sold and you fucking just can't get it, you're just going to keep being meek, malleable, and obedient to the fucking pedo predator class that's controlling everything. Do you really believe Biden writes most of his tweets? Do you believe that? Or Kamala, for that matter? Or anybody? And, it's just so in your face what they're doing. And I'm surprised that, there's a lot of people that understand, that are with me, that see what's going on. Most of the people that I know that on my Facebook do. Most of the people on both my Facebook and my recent Twitter that was taken down because I just mentioned basically what should happen to a domestic terrorist in our country that has caused so much pain and suffering, that is continuing to cause pain and suffering. What should happen to him? I mean, that, in the court of law, after it's been decided, bring justice into the mix. And if court martial comes to the chief, the leader in chief of it all, then that's the way it works. That's the way it's supposed to work, right? Whatever that is, whether it's firing squad, hanging, injection, whatever the case may be. But these people can't continue. They're the actual pandemic. They are the actual plague. They are the darkest of plagues that are out there, and they're fucking in your face 24/7, mass psychosis, psyop after psyop after psyop, in just getting you people to fucking believe in that system. And it's crazy. It's not crazy. It's diabolical, but at the same time, it's impressive because most of you are still listening to it. I mean, we have people in most of the blue states that are not mandating, that are mandating. Excuse me, that just can't wait to take their 6th or 7th booster. They're just, oh my God, get it in me, get it in me. That didn't sound right. And they're wearing masks. They're walking all over the fucking place. We know who you are. We know if you're a meek, malleable, and obedient fool. We can tell. There's a very there's an indicator of that right on your face, that you have no, I don't care if you're a lawyer, engineer, doctor, whatever the fucking think you are or think you're about. We know that you're going with them. Because after a certain point, once you keep taking this completely indemnified solution, it's not a solution, it's this mix of this and that, this poison, that poison, this poison, that poison, right? Kool-Aid. Once you start taking enough of those, how do you think that's going to affect you? We've already seen the numbers. The numbers are horrific. Yet, Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. It's just fucking crazy. It's lunacy, literal lunacy. You know, what I've realized in the past 3.5, almost 4 years now, and it's really coming to fruition, and it's really starting to just rear its ugly head of just how many people out there. How many people out there? And, you know, I've been there. I understand the power of marketing. I understand the power of advertising and branding and impressions, if you understand what that is in the marketing world, and how that can continue to you keep beating that image or that talking point or that fear in your head, and then you give the open door of relief or safety or prosperity in this direction. You know, and that's the only outlet that they, you know, it's a guiding system. It's like herding cattle all to the slaughterhouse, all to the slaughterhouse, and people are just buying into it. It's really crazy. Like I always said, if you are in a political position and you believe or feel or support the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, Chatham House, Council on Foreign Relations, all these other uh, entities that harbor these pedo predator class type sick fucks, then you probably deserve to be their slave or be removed, because they're removing you. You're listening. You're following their orders. They're sending you. They're they're nudging you off that cliff. Many people have been nudged off completely. You know, those numbers we still don't know. Actually, those numbers are coming out, and they're getting worse. And once it starts to hit really bad, there's going to be no way to stop it. And then by then, it might be too late. Now, in Maui, going back to Maui, right? Land grab, period. And the kids, we don't know where they're at. I've heard buses taking them somewhere. Maybe there's tunnels, underground tunnels. We're hearing all kinds of things. The one thing is clear. Electrical company said they turned off the power prior to the fire, but they don't know when exactly, because there's not an indicating device for that. So we what we do know is how it was directed and how it hit spots and didn't hit others. That's almost like a telling thing. And now they're blocking off everything with these black vinyl tarp walls made out of 2x4 and PVC across all the homes and areas that were hit. And they're going to start doing their investigations. They don't want anybody coming in, and because you trust them. Do you trust them and what they're going to find? Do you? No, I don't. No, nobody does. I don't trust a fucking thing they're doing. But what's really interesting is this information keeps getting more solid and more solid, as I'm hearing that there were fires exponentially across the United States in the past year and a half, 2 years. We had food production plants going up. Just, I was talking to Snork, and I was showing him the list, and he didn't realize how bad it was until I showed him. There was like 160 when I first started the list. There was like 110, 111. That it went down from 21, from late 2020 to 2022, and then part of 2022 came, and it knocked it up to like another 40 or 50 more. Of just like, what? How are these all happening? It's in the news. It's on the paper. It's on the magazine. It's local news. You're showing a building burn. You're showing a train derailed. They're showing this, that. Cattle being destroyed. Chickens being destroyed. Da 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 da. Food plantations being destroyed. It's arson, right? Yeah, that kind of raises prices too. Doesn't help anything. But let me show you the thing that I'm still kind of concerned about in regards to Maui. And I want to just kind of preface this with I don't believe that I don't believe that there's nobody knows exactly or can pinpoint, because there's no video evidence of it happening, but it can happen. So let's not leave that option out there, right? And this guy, Hustle Bitch, has been fucking great in following all this stuff. This guy, and he's very professional too. If that's his house, he's got a fucking cool pad. But anyway, let me see here. So listen to this real quick. This is just really interesting. That's all. It's just interesting, and it's for entertainment and kind of educational purposes.
If you happen to see green lasers in the sky, not to worry. It's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers conducting coastal surveys. And they're being done using a contracted aircraft equipped with a light detection and ranging system. The lasers are used to measure distance. Residents near Oahu South facing shores between Barbers Point and Diamond Head might see those broad beams of green light across the night sky. It'll happen between midnight and 5 a.m. from Friday, April the 28th through the 30th. Officials say brief exposure to the light is not harmful to the unprotected eye.
Matt Wallace tweeted, should Elon Musk release all the information X has on the Maui fires? Just imagine if all of Elon's satellites floating around out there in space accidentally captured something we all were not supposed to see.
Yeah, I would guarantee, and that is a great point that I had thought about and actually brought up a few times. Thank you, Hustle Bitch. But it's real simple. This guy knows more than you guys could ever imagine. He knows a shit ton of stuff. Another person that knows more that I'm really surprised isn't taking the dive and exposing a lot of stuff is Tulsi Gabbard. She's, I think she's still with the, not the Army Corps of Engineers, National Guard, right? Anyway, let's watch this. Boop, boop, boop.
So why does this make sense? Why am I so excited about this program, aside from the fact that lasers and ATVs are awesome?
It's Hy-Vee's Labor Day week.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
In a sense, very smart for business as well, because when you think about it, one little pew pew laser blast is probably about,
pew, pew.
guesstimating about $1.
Think of it like a welding torch being put on target, but from many hundreds of meters away. A welding torch being put on target, but from many hundreds of meters away. Think of it like a welding torch being put on target, but from many hundreds of meters away.
Operationally, it works just like a laser pointer. There's a chamber inside with special materials that release photons.
They are silent, invisible, and cheaper than other weapons. Hey, you're not going to see it. I explained. I've been looking into this for a few weeks now. You're not going to see it when it happens. All you're going to see is just something burning, right? And the amount of heat is just amazing. Yeah.
I mean, even President Biden's tweet used a very interesting choice of words, saying they were laser focused when referencing the Maui fire.
I highlighted that. And I think in one of Hustle Bitch's comments, I put in there, hey, you guys need to check out that Biden is laser, quote unquote, focused in regards to the Maui fire. And I think that's why he's using it. Maybe it's not me. I don't know. He's got 423,000 subscribers. And in this particular, he's got 35,000 views. Not bad. Well, at least you keep your channel up. I'm on my 7th or 8th now, so there you go.
Just in case you didn't catch his tweet, he repeated it out loud again this week.
I remain laser focused on.
I remain laser focused.
Repeated it out loud again this week.
I remain laser.
You didn't catch his tweet. He repeated it out loud again this week.
I remain
week.
I remain laser focused on recovering and laser focused on recovering and
Week.
I remain laser focused on
Week.
I remain laser focused on recovering and rebuilding efforts in Maui. We were out there, and many of you were there as well. It's devastating what happened.
Do you believe him now? If the power lines didn't start the fire, what did? Things certainly just keep getting more coincidental in Maui. Today we're learning that Mayor Rick Bisson was not involved in Maui County's decision to sue Hawaiian Electric because his daughter, Sable Bisson, works for the utility on the island. Bisson's spokesperson, Mahina Martin, also worked for HECO on Maui for a decade. Take a look.
H&N Investigates has learned Mayor Bisson was not involved in Maui County's decision to sue HECO, and that's because his daughter, Sable Bisson, works for HECO on Maui.
The mayor and his administration now won't answer any more questions about HECO.
The mayor actually
Hawaii Electric Company, HECO.
did not make that decision. He was conflicted out.
On Tuesday, after more dodged questions,
Conflicted out?
I'm not sure who is in charge.
Survivors of the...
He's not sure who's in charge. Wait, hold on a sec. Wait, what was that? What was that?
questions.
I'm not sure who is in charge.
He's not what? He's not sure. He's not sure?
Questions.
I'm not sure who is in charge.
That's the mayor of Maui, and he's not sure who's in charge of the electric company. This is just fucking ludicrous. Tell me this isn't just fucking as nuts as all hell. I'm gonna take this out. I know nobody's gonna be around Thursday. It's just fucking crazy. Your answers are not Ricky, and he goes by Ricky. Ricky, I'm just going to tell you, brother, you're on the wrong side of this. I'm going to throw it at you. Take the hit. You know, I'm not telling you to be a hero, but ethically, morally, and for God's sake, save the people. Because it only seems like, and it clearly indicates that you're just protecting yourself. Every one of them. Everything that's happening here is all about protecting themselves. The way they're answering it, how much information they have. You know, it's just, and all this stuff. For example, we find out that 2,000, I mean, this is all over the news. 2,000 children, according to school records, recent school records within the past few days, are showing that 2,000 students from, I believe, kindergarten all the way up through maybe community college or under 18 haven't come to school in that area. 2,000. And he doesn't know how many kids are missing. Well, that information's been out for a long time. He knows a lot of these answers. We do know that 183 bodies had washed up on the shore. Molokai, which is a neighboring island just northwest of Maui. And that's interesting too, because they're still saying the number is only 115 or 100 something. Isn't that odd? This is going wrong in so many directions, and it's clearly just exposure. In other words, exposing the criminal activities of these people. It's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Survivors of the deadly blaze now have one more thing to worry about, as EPA will spray an eco-friendly material to prevent ash from Maui fires.
Yeah. This is to finish off the process. You know, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, that doesn't at all protect the environment. When's the last time you saw the EPA actually protect a lake, a river, an ocean? A mountainside, anything. When is the last time that's ever happened? Anybody? Bueller? No, never. They don't do shit. They're part of the problem. Every single government agency out there is complicit, is liable, is negligent, needs to be thoroughly investigated. But there is no Department of Justice right now. There is no FBI. There is no Homeland Security. It's all gone. It's gone. They're on the other side. They've become, now I can't say the mafia, but at least the mafia led the country. The mafia used to support, fighting against other wars, but they would kill each other, but they draw a line. Hey, you're fucking around with my fellow Americans. I get to kill those fuckers, not you, motherfucker. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Right? So it's worse than the mafia. It's authoritarianism. We are moving closer into an authoritarian world than you could ever imagine. It's actually happening in real time, in front of your face. And people are just complying. If you're wearing a mask, you're already in it. If you're wearing a mask to the store, in your car, probably, right? School, wherever you're fucking going, you're listening, the colleges are still requiring full vaccination. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. But what is that really saying? Of something that's completely indemnified. Has no liability. Here's my analogy. You go out and buy a car, brand new from a dealership. You drive it off the lot, the brakes don't work, you crash into a wall or something, you hurt yourself or somebody else. Who's responsible? When they find out, investigate that there's a faulty brake line, or there's the wrong pads that were installed, or something that was wrong with the car prior to you buying it. But they told you it was safe and effective. Well, guess what? You can sue that dealership and the manufacturer and everybody involved. But now with this stuff, and everybody's like, let's do it. Let's do it. It's just like, how stupid can you fucking be? I mean, I had family pushing other family members to fucking do this shit. I'm trying to tell family members that are the most influential, don't do that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Let them fucking decide. Don't tell them to do it. Don't make like it's the thing to do. Just you do you and let them do them. But no, they just kept pushing it, and I'm telling you, it's fucked up for a lot of people and a lot of family members. I mean, there are family members that I have that have never been sicker in their lives. Just sick, constantly in the hospital. And this is a win-win for your doctor. Who do you go see after you've had some Kool-Aid? Want to get a couple of these, right? Oh, it's going to be good for you. Go ahead and do it. And then you go ahead and do it. Next thing you know, this guy's just thinking, that's going to be a fucking customer for life. Well, not very long life, but it's a customer. And I'm going to have my fucking villa or smart island Maui pretty soon. Just for fuck's sakes, man. Crazy. Let's listen some more. So the EPA is going to spray shit everywhere. That's going to just destroy...
From spreading. This work will be performed in stages as the removal of hazardous materials is completed. But
it's going to dilute anything. That's what they're going to do. They don't want any evidence of anything, and you can't have an. This is what they're doing. If it's called scrubbing, right? You see the movie? Okay. God, why is that movie just stuck in my head right now? If you've seen the movie with John Travolta and the guy who cusses, the black guy that cusses a lot, I think fucking right off the tip of my fucking tongue. Is there somebody listening that can fucking hold on? No, somebody. And they're doing the dance and stuff like that. It'll come to me. I can't believe I'm spacing. I feel like Biden. But anyway, okay. In that movie, and Bruce Willis was in it. It'll start to come to me. Oh my gosh! Hold on. It's John. Okay, anyway, forget it. So there's a guy that comes in that cleans up the mess of the blood and gore and all this other stuff, so there's no evidence. That's the scrubber, right? That's the called either the scrubber or the cleaner. The cleaner. I'm the cleaner, right? And that's what these people are doing. There's nothing else happening here but just clean evidence. They're not researching. There's not going to be anything found from it, right? All the damage that's been done. What I do want to do is find the damage that's been done. Hang on a second. See if I can find a picture of that. Real quick, like. And I think I put some up the other day. A couple of them. Oh, did I? Come on. I know I did. Where is it? Where is it? This is where I'll know I'll edit and trim this off because of the silence. But I gotta show you these pictures. Where are they? Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? There are two pictures I got. Hang on. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. What did I do with those pictures? Okay, hang on. I remember where I put them. Nope. Okay, we'll just use this one. That's not the one I wanted, but we'll just use this one. Okay, so this is prevalent pretty much everywhere. Just melting liquid, right? Which maybe could happen. It gets pretty hot in some of these fires. That could probably melt. But here's the thing. It happened actually in. Let me just go to this real fast. I'm going to go to Maui Fire. Why Maui Fire? Alright. And I'm going to go to this one here. I had this guy in here. This one here, this guy had some good stuff. Hang on. Where is it? It was this one here. That I found really interesting. So, they go out on a road kind of away from everything. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Is that? Just out of nowhere. Like around this house, there's no fire. No fire here. No fire on this house. Right? No fire in that direction. So all around these two cars, which is really interesting, is they just ignited. And the grass isn't big. There's not a lot going on here. But the metal burned. Everything burned. It's just crazy. I've seen cars on fire, and I've seen the result and the end result of cars on fire, even with the gas tank. And I'm telling you, I've never seen it like this before. It's just a lot. He also goes out, I think there was another one he did. Where is it? There's two of them. Yeah, here's this. Marvin is two. They go out on this road. Oh, sorry. You're not looking at it. My bad. Sorry. Let me go back to the other one and show you real quick. So this one was really odd because all around these two cars that are burned in this cul-de-sac, and see the melting of the aluminum, right? All the way in here. All the melting. On all sides of this place, there was no fire. Maybe a few, like a few 100 yards away, maybe more than that. But all around these cars, there's nothing. Right? There's a little fire that... It's weird. And the brush wasn't really that big. And they're showing that's the area. And there's just nothing. No, you know, and these just cars just got fried all by themselves. Just nuts. And then he goes out on the open road. And of course, we gotta watch this stupid fucking commercial first. This is probably some booking. That site sucks. Oh, back out coming. And then people threatening you need to get a solar system and all this other shit. They're out on this open road. They pull up, right? Open road. And they're pointing out that, oh shit, a cop comes and starts harassing him. I want to hear what happened.
I turn the camera this. I don't want you guys to look at my goofy face this whole time. Here we go. Trying to fix it. What's that?
Yes, sir. Right over there. Yeah, yeah.
You want us to cross now or wait till we get to the light? Okay.
What does he want?
Wants us to wait till we get to the light. So just giving you guys some shots. This is probably the closest any American's gonna get to what's happened here in Lahaina at the moment, unless you do something. Unless you reach out and start calling your congressman, your senator, start reaching out to Maui County Council, start reaching out to
The legalities of it, you know, the top.
Right. It's gonna happen when they go to Kansas. Not that I don't love Kansas. Share the video. Call Joe Rogan. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is just out of nowhere.
Type of reporting going and help the people of Maui. It's maui.lfg.org. You can go to that website if you do, but it could have you love and you've been driving
to the neighborhood where the fire was headed.
The things that you saw that day that didn't make any sense. Or since that day. Besides, obviously, if you're just joining the live, we are just.
See, I put in here that wasn't the wind direction blowing offshore or away from the land towards the ocean? Yeah. Oh, this guy right here. Because of my 31 years as a fireman, I have never seen many burned vehicles. Never have I seen a vehicle sitting out in a wide open space with no fire load, which means fuel, so completely incinerated by fire. If this vehicle had been trapped under a burning fuel tanker, or had it been parked inside of a substantially fire-loaded structure, then maybe. I don't know what to think. Like you, I'm astonished. Stay the course and watch your six, brother. I'm praying for you guys. Yeah, I just, look up fires of cars and what happens to them. This is, what's happened to these vehicles is nuts. This is nuts. It's almost like they were targeted. Right? It's almost like they were targeted. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. There's something else going on here. The dots are going to be connected. Well, it's not going to be connected now. Anyway. This is coming back, just letting you know. If you guys want to see something really interesting. This is coming back. These people. They had time to dance, right? They all had time to dance and do the shuffle and the fucking these little dances and all this other shit.
been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? It hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. He went. They said we've both been dancing all.
It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. And here they are. Just ain't that the truth? Ain't that the fucking truth, man? You can wipe off that grin. I gotta be careful playing this stuff. But here's what's going on. Let me see. Oh, did they delete it? Make no mistake, it's not about your convenience. It's not about saving the planet. They will be able to impose a climate lockdown. That's the next step. In order to do that, they will have to have these 15-minute cities.
I'm very curious what your opinion is on 15-minute cities. This is something that I guess it's a new idea that we're only beginning to hear about. Maybe you can actually remind us what they are. And I understand they're coming in Europe now. There's legislation pushing in that direction already.
Yes, it is. The digital green certificate, the COVID pass, that was a test balloon to get people to having to produce some kind of a QR code, just getting people used to that. Now what they're slamming us with is these 15-minute cities. Make no mistake, it's not about your convenience. It's not that they want you to be able to, have all of these places that you need to get to very close. And it's not about saving the planet either, by the way. The 15-minute cities, they will have to have those before they can lock you down. And that's what we're talking about here. So in Great Britain, some county already passed legislation. They will be able to impose a climate lockdown. That's the next step. That's what we're talking about. So in order to do that, they will have to have these 15-minute cities. The next step then, of course, will be you are only allowed to leave your immediate area for, let's say, 2 or 3 times a year. So, but there's other people that may have more money and they can actually buy your passings off of you. So guess what? The poor people will be left in these 15-minute neighborhoods while the ones that are better off get to go wherever they want to go. So this is what we're talking about, Look at Saudi Arabia, for instance. They're pulling up Neom City. They call it the Line. So this is like a structure in the middle of the desert, 200 kilometers long, 200 meters wide, 500 meters high, and it will house up to 9 million people. Oh, isn't that just brilliant? If I wanted to get total control of the people, that's exactly where and how I would house them. And then having them on a 3 meals a day prescription. Well, guess what will happen if you do not do as you are told? They will probably cancel that. It's so easy. So that's what we're talking about. And when you really take all of this together, there is no other way for me to actually say.
Wait, how many people are in Saudi Arabia? Wait, population of Saudi Arabia. I don't know, spell it. 35.95 billion. Yeah. Yeah, that's not enough. 9 million of that, that's... Right? That's like a little under a third. And what do I keep saying? They want to get rid of 2/3 of the planet? Interesting, don't you think? Yeah, it says, just go to the World Economic Forum website. Listen to all the TED Talks. Listen to all the. You're gonna see it all. 2/3 of the planet. It's their goal. They don't need you anymore. The only people that are gonna be stuck in here, you have to be. You're complete slave, collateral damage, expendable, useless eater. And if they need you for whatever they're going to need you, they're going to take you. And they're going to take your everything, your kids, whatever. This is these people. They're doing this. Maui is just a piece of what they're doing. It's all connected. I think Maui's just about a land grab for most of you do know that Maui is supposed to be the smart island coming up and the smart city. Right. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. Alright, how much more do we got here? I want you to watch the rest of this though.
But don't worry, the EPA says it's non-toxic, biodegradable, and safe for animals, plants, and marine life. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I made a mistake. There are actually two things to worry about.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has begun cleaning up hazardous material from homes destroyed by the fires. Many are wondering when the next phase will begin.
According to the EPA, they can access properties without the homeowner's permission to get hazardous materials out.
Just to add a little more...
Yeah, they don't need you. Yeah, they've seized all of it. That's the goal, is to seize it, and they're going to do it by force. So if you think you're an heir to the property or whatever, they're gonna take it. You'll see that they don't care. They're going to scrub all. They're scrubbing. They're using the cleaner to clean all the evidence. They're going to spray it down so you won't be able to touch it. They're going to condemn it, and then they're going to rebuild their smart island / city. That's their goal. It was already proposed a year before that. Straight into the capital, the lawful government of Hawaii, and their capital is Lahaina. And they're going to start there, because they're going to. Who was saying that? It's a contentious. Hawaii is a contentious state.
Relief to the good people of Maui.
We're not really a state. We're more of like a territory that, nobody really signed off. None of the Hawaiians that I know really signed off saying, yeah, we want to be, it never really happened. Yeah, this whole thing is a fucking lie. They're just trying. I mean, it's a great strategic point. It's a good place to, for all these fucking pedo predator classes to build their lair, their castles of protection. Right? That's basically what it is.
They can now sleep better at night knowing that Hollywood has finally come to Hawaii.
Two of the biggest celebrities on the planet, Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, are teaming up to help Maui.
We were so concerned about what was happening.
Yeah, they're so concerned, right? That they're asking people that can't afford gas or food or anything to contribute, right? Because they know that Biden isn't, right? These fucking fake fucks.
In Maui that we were texting back and forth, and I read this article that Dolly Parton had given money in her community, and I said, I think this is the answer. You said,
Dolly Parton's a fucking tool too. I don't care who you are, what you're saying. She's a fucking tool. She told everybody to go get fucking Kool-Aided back in 21. She was like, go get your Kool-Aid. Because of Fluvid. Go do it. Right? These people too. I'm going to end with this. And this is super important. And I swear to God, whoever does this, and this is probably the most, just watching those filthy pukes, just fucking makes my fucking stomach turn, right? And I'm going to go into the photos. I'm going to show you probably the most important photo that I've ever posted, but nobody seems to fucking get it, which is really sad. Because the power of doing this, exposing this, and getting this out there is insurmountable. Insurmountable. But I'm going to post it, and most of you should agree. Most of you should definitely agree, and here it is. If I can fucking find it. It's in here somewhere. So I post it every once in a while. Sometimes I post the same thing when I run into the fucking same fucking thing. It's in here. Alright. It's the only guy that's answered me. The only way I think this could be done is if you sample enough of the product in vivo would allow sequencing of the mRNA or DNA. But the question that nobody's asking, and this is just a failure, I think, in our ability to truly critically think. This is a chess move before checkmate. This is where you put them in a position where 5 or 6 moves down the road, they already know they're done. If there is a medical procedure or test that a person could take that could indicate or detect if they have any type of the fluid Mary, Roger, Nancy, Alpha Kool-Aid in their system or bodies or blood, this would expose a lot. This would expose these people. Have them take that test. Oh, wow, looks like you never had it, even though you said you've had 2 or 3 of them. Right? How many celebrities, especially like Tom Hanks, who started this whole fucking thing, remember? What if you found out that Trump never took it? What if you find out that Biden never really took it? What if you find out that all the people in Congress, and I'm telling you, they didn't have to take it. It wasn't mandatory. It was recommended. People in the Center of Disease Control, it was recommended, but it wasn't mandatory. Isn't that crazy? The people that are telling you it's mandatory or mandated aren't mandated, and it's not mandatory for them. Do you guys, is anybody seeing the criminal hypocrisy here? The felonious hypocrisy? The neglect? The negligence hypocrisy? Just anybody? Bueller? Yeah, this is the one you want to do. I've been telling Dr. Shiva, and I think he could figure it out. But that's the only doctor that's ever answered me. And I've got to ask him again. Have you ever thought about this? Is anybody ever thinking about this? Because this would expose it all. Because then you can bring somebody on your talk show and say, hey, by the way, I know you pushed this thing for a year before and a year after, and you keep doing the new one now. Would you mind taking a quick little saliva swab? We want to see if you've actually taken it. Because this 100% clearly, unbiasedly proves and detects that if you had it or not. Or if you received the Kool-Aid. And most of them will run out of the fucking studio. This is the biggest form. This is it. This is the game changer. But nobody is touching this. just kind of weird to me. Is it just you? Why wouldn't you want to know this? I got Doctor. I am the. Let me see if he's still around. Doctor. I am the. I'm just trying to find him. At Doctor. I am the. Doctor. Underscore. Wait. Underscore. I am. Is that what that says? Yeah. Oh, darn it. What did I do with that? What did that move? God darn it. Man. Doctor, I am the. There it is. Doctor, I am the. Okay. I wonder if they've removed him. Underscore the. There you are. I'm going to post that over there, see if he remembers this. No one has created this yet. Reckoning with Timothy Shea. Yeah, he's still on the better side of things, I think, which is good. Anyway, yeah. Is anybody questioning this? Anybody has the guts or the balls or the anything? Anybody? Bueller? No, nobody. So sad. This is the game changer, people. Right there. That's it. That's the one. And whoever creates this unbiasedly, not by Bizzer or McGurna or Novavax or, our own compromised, corrupt, and criminal government, but by an entity or both that's completely unbiased and that can clearly indicate the process. Unlike the PCR test that was, according to Kerry Mullins, just an interesting little weird stupid thing, who somehow passed away right before COVID became anything. He's the Nobel Prize winner who they created the PCR test, by the way, but he passed away. And then in 2021 or 22, I believe, Luc Montagnier, who proved that anybody could create the blueprint that was sent out by the Whiskey Hilo October group, proved that anybody could make that blueprint that they were sending out there. It was it. And that there was a Hilo Indigo Victor spike protein in it, and that can't be placed. That's not a natural thing. That has to be man-made. Yeah. So he proved a lot of stuff, but he's gone now. A lot of these people that could prove this stuff are gone. But if everybody jumped in on this one, and decided to do this, this would really expose a lot. Because I would really like to see Bill Gates take this test. I would really like to see Anthony Fauci take this test. I'd like to see Barrett take this test. I'd like to see fucking Everybody take this test. Everybody who pushed this crap on the masses all across the world to take this test. An undeniable, unequivocal, unbiased, transparent system or process that clearly indicates if you have it or if you have it in your system or not. If you don't, that means you didn't take it and you're full of shit. Right? That's what that means. And then you'll find out who's really full of shit. But nobody's doing this. This is super important. I don't know why. Dr. Shiva could clean house here. He could fucking clean house. If he's a doctor, Shiva, I'm running out of water. Oh, that's my sign. Aloha. I'm going to keep bugging some people. I'm going to try to get more involved in getting some virologists or some toxicologists to see if they know anything. Not on the side of the stupid COVIDiots already, or the people that are totally all in with this shit. I'm gonna, I got to vent, make sure people, and I wanted to make sure it's unbiased and that it's provable, so you could follow the exact steps that people can completely understand to indicate that nobody can dispute. An undisputable test, undisputable by, you know what I'm saying? I think that's important. Me in 23 probably has that ability. I would definitely say that's the case. Anyway, aloha. Thank you for being here. If you're watching or paying attention, but this is going to expose it all. And I've been asking for this for fucking 3 years plus, and nobody's fucking did it. This is the only guy that's answered on the possible process. Aloha. Take care. Bye.